Before we dive into today's excitement, I just want to give a special shout out to my friends over at Windswept Media. In between chase days on this grueling adventure, they allowed me the opportunity to stay in their home to get some much needed rest, and I'm forever grateful to them. Stay tuned to the end of the episode where I'll talk about them a little bit more. I'm extremely excited to bring you today's episode of A Look Back, and truly, when I look back on it, this is my most favorite tornado chase experience to this day. You will see and learn why very soon. With an enhanced risk in place and a 5% chance for tornadoes per the SPC, today would shape up to be a fun one. I just have to say, since I don't have a degree in meteorology, it actually makes me feel good when what I see in the forecast models verifies with what the SPC puts out in their forecast updates. My initial target was going to be northeast Kansas around the Seneca area, but as the day was evolving, I was considering a push into central Iowa. I changed my mind and decided to make a move for Holton, Kansas instead. One of the biggest challenges of the day was that the farther I got from Holton, the less cell service I would have. This left me in quite the conundrum, but by this point, a tornado watch was up, so now I had to really think wisely. Finally, I decided to push on to Corning, a cute little farming town, watching this one storm in particular. It was very apparent that multiple storms were firing off, so I would just hope that this decision was the right one. The way they were taking off was completely textbook. While sitting just in front of the cemetery, because that's not creepy at all, I began to witness some of the most beautiful cloud striations I had seen in a very long time. At the same time this beauty was taking place, I had started to film the storm coming right at me. She had well-defined structures, but the issue was she did not have any tornado desires, though her lightning display was not to be discounted. Not realizing it at the time, I did not recognize this supercell coming in behind her with an already developing wall cloud. I was so fixated on what I was looking at that I finally realized something might be happening, but it was so far away that I wasn't able to confidently say for sure. Finally, as this new lovely was coming closer, I started to notice a little funnel-like feature. It wasn't that big, but I realized, oh no, it's happening. It was so far away and I had no suitable west road options. I couldn't go north because that would put me into the storm, and I couldn't go south because that would block my view. The best shot I had was just going slightly south and getting positioned on 52nd Road. The payoff was immediate. I remember seeing this beauty and had a flashback to Nebraska.
Tap dense tornado, one that goes down and comes up very quickly.
I was not going to let this happen again, so I started recording what little I could, just to make this episode count. What I did not see happening was that this tornado would be on the ground for almost 13 minutes in total. I'm going to be quiet now as I want you to enjoy this beauty and hear her in her full glory. There will be loud moments within this as the cars driving by were a bit overwhelming, so I do apologize for that. I'll be back again after this long video plays for you. Once the storm was done putting out such a show, I tried to get back in front of it. Given the limited road networks, I accepted that this was my success of the day. However, I did want to get at least one more time lapse out of it. Though these last two were not that impressive, I do love how you can see this wind shear. Besides the tornado, this is perhaps my most favorite capture of 2024. Wish I had shot it a little better though, even though it is corrected as much as I was able to in the editing. Before I leave you today, I want to give you a little bit more information about my friends over at Windswept Media. The owner of this company is actually a very dear friend of mine who has grown so much since our first TV show together in 2017. Specializing in corporate, documentary, and narrative storytelling, Windswept Media is a great one-stop shop for the Oklahoma City metro, but it doesn't stop there. My friend and his team are able to help support your production and business needs wherever you are. Be sure to check out their website at the link in the description and let them know I sent you. See you again next month, and thank you for being a part of today's exciting episode.